Joseph, favored son of Israel.
The road to Emmaus. On the third day after Jesus' crucifixion, 2 of his disciples were going to the village of Emmaus. While they walked and questioned each other, Jesus himself came near and walked with them, but their eyes were kept from recognizing him.
What are we going to do now?
I thought he was the one. Why are you walking and talking so sadly?
Don't you know the things that have happened recently in Jerusalem?
What things? The things concerning the prophet, Jesus the Nazarene. The priests and our rulers crucified him.
But we were hoping that he would redeem Israel.
And now it is the 3rd day since these things happened.
Also, some of the women from our group said that he was alive.
Foolish people. Didn't the prophets write that the Son of Man had to suffer these things in order to enter into his glory? Beginning from the law and the prophets, he explained to them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. This is just one of the stories Jesus could have told. Consider the story of Joseph! Greetings, Bible nerds! It is I, Artsy Bible Nerd. When last we left our comic book, we were drawing page number 18, and we started on the backgrounds. And now we are continuing with the background of page 1, frame 1 of page 18. Tune in to see what happens next. Whoa. Okay, that was dramatic, loud music. Let's turn that down a little bit. It is Friday. My first payday Friday. And because I'm not going to see much discretionary income from this paycheck, but it's going to fund things like bills and mortgage. Fun things I couldn't pay for before. On my own, at least. I paid for gas today. I forgot how to pump the gas from my own card. I was second guessing myself. Is this the card I want to use? Yes. Yes, it is. Because I have money on it. So, don't ask me any questions about The Mandalorian because I have still not seen anything but episode 1 of the new Mandalorian series, this season that is. Because I am still under the agreement. I'm not allowed to watch any new episodes. And the reason that I have not watched any new episodes is because my daughter's always out. She's always... And if I watch it without her, she's always out with her friends, doing teenage friend stuff. Teenage friend stuff without daddy. Without mommy or daddy. And that's to be expected. You know, teenagers will be teenagers. She's almost about to go to college soon, so I don't know. I'd like to see her before she leaves us. Isn't there, I think it's something about in Genesis that that's the reason that the children will leave their parents. Haven't read Genesis in a long time. Haven't read Genesis from the actual Bible in a long time. Been listening to a lot of podcasts. I'm currently in session 5 of Emmaus, and I'm currently current with the Bible Project. Emmaus just finished their take on Revelation, which, by the way, I learned so much more about Revelation than previous cassette series. Let's say cassette series, because that's how long ago it was recorded. I listened to it in cassette form back in the 90s. It was very similar. They take a stand. They are not literal readers of Revelation. Every part of Revelation comes from the Old Testament. It comes from a symbol or a picture used in the Old Testament. And I am not going to go through, nor can I go through all the imagery in this format right now. It would be very difficult for me to do while drawing at the same time. But in summation, it's a summary of all the things that were written in the Old Testament, and the point of it was in order to encourage the Christians that were going through persecution at the time. So it would not have been very encouraging for them to hear, oh, by the way, in the 21st century, they're going to have helicopters and they're going to have nuclear weapons and stuff like that, and this is exactly what we're talking about. So, no, that is not what the early Christians would have wanted to hear, in my belief. So I may have just ruffled some feathers. I may have just caused some people to unfollow me, unsubscribe. I apologize if you were one of those people. I love you with the love of the Lord. Maybe I shouldn't. If I want to get subscribers and followers, maybe I should keep my controversial thoughts to myself. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I can't keep it to myself. That's one of those songs we sing. I should really have a method to my madness. Maybe I should go from left to right, contiguous line to contiguous line. That would be a muffin. That would have been an organized way to draw line after line after line. So I have to say, I'm not sure if I said this on stream or not, but if I'm repeating myself, then it just shows, it just proves that I'm telling the truth. I told the truth the first time, and my story has not changed. I'm sticking to it. So I prayed a lot of prayers while I was unemployed, and then employed, and then unemployed again, and then trying to be employed. So I lost my job in 21 and 2 more times. So three periods of unemployment. If you don't pray while you're unemployed, then when are you going to pray? That's my question. Don't get me wrong. God does want you to pray when times are good, but if you're not praying when times are bad, even like the pagans do, then you're not going to pray at all. So I did quite a bit of praying, and the things that I prayed for, the kind of job that I prayed for, the kind of thing that I thought that I was the best fit for, is the kind of job that I have right now. The kind of boss that I have, the bosses that I've worked well with in the past are people who are patient, who don't expect me to know more than I actually know, who want to actually teach me and want me to learn, and those were not the kind of bosses that I've had recently. So, for one thing, it was a learning experience about the kind of environment that I'm going to thrive in. And I learned how to, the interview process is not just for them to figure me out. It's for me to figure out the person I'm going to be working with. So there were red flags. There was at least one red flag in my last job that I had that I got fired from. Maybe not fired, but I was a temp. I was not hired on full time. They chose not to hire me full time. And I thought, surely they will see what kind of a worker I am, how great of a work ethic I am, the kind of person that I am, and surely they will hire me on. Not the case. Twice in a row. Those were the kind of jobs that they expected me to know everything without asking questions. Or at least they wanted me to know more than I actually did. So, the red flag I was about to tell you about. So, my interviewer, this company shall remain unnamed, my interviewer had a temper fit in the interview. Even when I was they were trying to impress me and get me on board, there was a little fit of rage, a slight, a little bit of this person got angry. So not only that one time, I mean, apparently this person has a habit of getting angry and not just a little angry, not like Marvin the Martian angry. You really make me angry. Not like Droopy Dog. You know what? That makes me mad. Yeah. Like flat out, hulking, turning green over the littlest thing. I work in IT, and IT is all about figuring out there's a problem, we have to figure it out. Let's see what the root cause is. Let's get on the phone with some people and we'll figure it out together, and we'll work as a team. We'll put our heads together and we'll come up with a plan. It's kind of hard to come up with a plan when you're storming off away from the table. Maybe the rest of the people who were at the table will come up with a plan, but you will not be a part of it if you are busy ranting and raving. So there you go. And my previous boss, before that, I thought I was doing okay, I thought I was doing all right, and out of the blue, he would say, well, you're really not measuring up. I'm like, what? Excuse me? Like this, here. You didn't know how to do this. Well, there is no manual for that. You told me to look for the answers here, and the answers is not there. Well, you weren't able to do this. Okay, well, and there would be legitimate reasons for why I couldn't do the things that he wanted me to do. Also, I was the only person who was supposed to work that shift. I was supposed to have all the answers. They hired me for tier 1 work, but the kind of work that they were expecting me to do was above my level. It was above my level of expertise. So I thought, okay, well, that was just a one-off. That was just one place that I didn't fit in. So, and then I had the other place where my boss was a raving lunatic, what do you call, like, anger management classes were very much in need for that job. Anyway, my current boss is neither of those. Always cracking jokes, always. I mean, today we had a lot going on, on his plate, and we're all hands on deck. And even under that kind of pressure, No yelling, no ranting, no raving, no, fits of rage. So he did say one thing. One thing once. Like, remember? I told you this? I told you to do so-and-so. I was like, oh. That's the maddest I've ever heard him so far. After 2 weeks. So, and under that kind of pressure, it was kind of understandable. So, all that to say, this is the boss that I was praying for. The understandable boss who's able to teach me. Like, I've had bosses before, one in particular who would teach me the stuff that I needed to know. He would spend 1 hour a week, a weekly meeting, for just me. This guy is always available. Like, the first day that I was there, like, he spent all day in my cubicle. And even after that day, he's, like, always got his hands in what we're doing. And not in a bad way, not in, like, a micromanaging kind of way. Just in the way that, like, he wants to be involved in what we do. In order for him to be the best manager that he can be. So, future leaders of America, those of you who want to go into leadership, take notes. He's not just in his office with the door closed, in meetings with the higher-ups. We talked about Kirk. We talked about Captain Kirk. It was either in, I think it was Star Trek 3 or Star Trek 4, but Captain Kirk was made into an admiral, and that meant that he was always behind a desk, and he hated it because he just wanted to be in a starship. That's all he wanted to be, is the captain, calling the shots, doing the dangerous stuff. I got a schmutz on my glass, and now I have to wipe it off with my thumb. And now the whole world is shaking. It's like an earthquake. Ah, earthquake! Of biblical proportions, biblical comic book earthquake. All right, so I've said before, and I'll say it again, when you're a penciler and someone else is the inker, make sure that your lines are as understandable as possible. There's a difference between tight pencils and loose pencils. Loose pencils means you just scribble and expect that the inker knows what your scribble is supposed to mean. That's an extreme example, right? Hopefully nobody expects their inker to be a mind reader. But the looser that you draw, the harder it is, or I mean, there are some inkers that you would expect them to be an, collaborative part of the drawing process, to do a lot of the drawing for you instead of just tracing your lines. But inking, it's hard enough not knowing what you're supposed to be drawing, but if you're the penciler and the inker and you're looking at your own pencil drawings and you're thinking, what was I thinking here? What was I trying to draw here? Imagine how difficult it would be if the penciler and the inker were two different people, not sharing a brain. So tomorrow is taxes day. Gotta get some taxes done, or else I fought the law and the law won. The law will always win. You know why? Because I can't afford a lawyer. So I want to make this look craggy, jagged rocks. Jagged, craggy rocks. Craggy rocks. Craggy rocks. 90.3. Rock FM. CR. WCRAG, The Crag. So my brain is tired. I don't know if you can tell, but when I'm tired, I get a little bit more talkative than my usual self. Maybe I should always be tired when I stream. Maybe I should always This will make for an excellent stream. Sleepless. Is that why they do these 24-hour streams? 24-hour stream subathon? There comes a time, there's that middle ground where you're like, oh, wow, I'm a little bit sleepy. I'm so much more talkative. And then, whoa, I can't go on. Please subscribe. Streamer, that's a good... Speaking of streamers that lose sleep, I have not seen Jate for a long time. I've not seen him on... I do have a job now, so I do have someplace to be during the day. I can only listen to streamers now. I stopped by Flat Cap Dapper Pastor was streaming a little longer than usual, so I was able to stop into his stream during my break, my 10 o'clock break. And Honor Studios was streaming one day during my break. Other than that, now that I actually have a job, someplace to be, people to take care of, I cannot listen to streamers as much as I would like to. Even in lurk mode. We'll see how that changes. Eventually, I'll be able to, after so much training, I'll be able to work from home. Oh, that's another thing. When I go to the office, parking is not a problem. You know why? Because everybody's at home. It's like 2020 still. I've been out of the workforce for a while. Well, actually, not completely out of the workforce. But the jobs that I have had, the warehouse job that I had, you can't work a warehouse job without actually being there. So I was supporting the warehouse personnel, fixing those computers, warehouse IT. So those people were always in the building at all times. Then the insurance company that I was working for, those people were not in the office at all times. So the cars were... The parking lot was not as full as it could have been. I'm just scribbling. There we go. So, when it's something like a rock, like a pile of rocks, not every rock has to be exactly as the pencil lines, so it doesn't hurt to veer off of those lines. It's like Monet. It's like the Impressionists. They weren't trying to make the most accurate brushstrokes possible. But when you step back from the bigger picture, you see what's actually been drawn. So that's why I'm not caring so much about every single brush stroke. I wouldn't call myself an impressionist, but the same theory applies. The same principles apply. Oh, I hear the front door opening. I believe that is my daughter. Okay, I'm gonna go upstairs and say hi. It's only 10:37, so I've only been on for 37 minutes. I will be right back. Hello, daughter.
Greetings, Bible nerds. This is Bill explaining, giving you the update for what has been happening for the last week. Let's see what I've drawn this week. So, this week, for my Joseph book, I have worked on one of two covers. So, I was choosing whether or not to go with his brothers pushing him down into the hole, or Potiphar's wife, him running away from Potiphar's wife and him tearing off the cloak off his back. So this is a concept I did not like when I got started with it, so pay no attention to that. Pay no attention to the following Joseph down behind the curtain. So as you can see, this is the front of the cover with the Joseph logo, and the back of the cover always has... I like to put the antagonist on the back of the cover and the hero on the front of the cover, and as you can see, that happens here as well. The Joseph on the front of the cover and the bad guy brothers on the back of the cover. So, and what else I've been working on? This is the first page is going to be a splash page. This starts saying the Road to Emmaus. The Road to Emmaus is actually the name of the series. Planning on making a series of these books. Joseph is the first book in the series, in the Road to Emmaus. And as you can see, it says, on the third day after Jesus' crucifixion, two of his disciples were going to the village of Emmaus. While they talked and questioned each other, Jesus himself came near and walked with them, but their eyes were kept from recognizing him. What are you talking about so sadly as you walk? And as you can probably tell, the first thing you're probably going to say is, where are the faces? This is the way I work. That's always the way I've always worked for a long time. Okay, I've always drawn the body first before the faces, because...
Yep. Why doesn't it stop? I said stop. Stop, I say. All right, I was able to have a sighting of my daughter. I saw her. I spoke words with her. We have spoken words, and she's going to bed. She just came from a musical from one of her friends. Not only does she is she in the musical of her own high school, but she goes to other high schools in order to watch other high school musicals. I have no idea when or where she's going to be going. I just assume she's not going to be home when I come home from work. So when she is home, I make the most of every opportunity to see her, because eventually there will be college and even less of her around the house. And that's the end of that song. Tomorrow is Saturday, people. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Oh yes, taxes. I know exactly what I'm going to do with myself. Bum, bum. Ding, 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 dun, dun. Ding, 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 dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. So I don't want to make any straight lines. That's the whole. There are no straight lines in nature, right? So I'm making my strokes as squiggly as possible, staying within the contour, we're staying within the form of what I'm tracing. I guess I could call it tracing. But it's tracing with style. I wasn't flying, I was falling with style. So I have a cubicle. It's been a long time since I've had a cubicle that I want to decorate. What should I decorate it with? I have these posters on my wall that I'm looking at right now. I have a Star Wars poster. I have a newspaper. When the Phillies won the World Series in 2008, I could frame that, put it up. I've already put my family stuff in there. I do not have any evidence that my wife does not like the camera. She's part vampire. She does not allow her face to be caught by any cameras. And if that ever does happen, she will track down the person who's taken the photo. Okay, maybe not, but maybe I exaggerate a little bit. But not much. All right. That is a fire pit. That is a rocky fire pit, if I have ever seen one. Just making sure that the light is on the right side, on the correct side. All right, I think we're done with that. Now it's time for the tent. In the background tent. So things I have so far put in my cubicle include a miniature of the Starship Enterprise, the original series version of the Enterprise. I put it in my pocket. It was only a little broken before I put it in my pocket, and then it got a lot more broken. So as I was leaving the house, I said, let's take this crazy glue with me. I'm not schizophrenic. Why did I say us? I'm not sure why. So in between customers, did some gluing. And I have, so now, end of story, I have a model of the USS Enterprise 1701, NCC 1701, with no bloody A, no bloody B, as Scotty says. The original series starship, that is. Along with an original series communicator. Ba-boom, 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 da-da-da-da. Da-dum, da-dum, da-da-dum, da-dum. All right, now one long line. Let's see if we can make it in one stroke. Oh, let's do that again. All right, now I see a window and I want it painted black. No colors anymore. And let's make a bigger brush. How about number 40? I got the sniffle. I still have the sniffle. For those of you who are wondering if the sniffle is still here. Ah, lovely. Lovely. That's exactly what you want to hear on stream. That is not what you call ASMR. Yeah, that's not what you call. All right, Wunderbar. Let's make this back down to number 17 where I had it before. All right, let's spot some blacks. So I had the opportunity. God allowed me the opportunity to speak to. If you know anything about Christian comics, you've heard about the Action Bible, and the guy who drew the Action Bible. His name is Sergio Cariello. I feel blessed to be able to say that I've spoken to him and interviewed him, and I was able to ask him questions, and he answered my questions. Fantastic human being. So, all that to say, so as he was drawing the Action Bible, there were many, many pages that he had to draw because it's the Bible, you know? It's all the entire Bible, or most of the Bible, in comic book form. So he needed help. So he asked his wife, who was not an artist, and his wife's job, let's do that one again. His wife's job was to color in all the blacks, all the black areas. Like this one, for example. He would outline the black area. And then have his wife color in the rest of the black area. Another trick that he did was in the morning when he was awake and when he was alert, he would do the hard drawing in the morning, and at night when he was not as awake and not as alert, he would do some of the easy drawing, like, you know, spotting blacks and filling them in. When his wife was not available, he'd be the one doing the easy stuff at night. I say that because it's nighttime here, and I'm feeling, I feel like I understand. Not just theoretically. So, this is another week that I did not. I've still not successfully streamed 3 days a week. And I know the reason why this happened. It was because of family drama, I wouldn't say drama, just scheduling, family scheduling. But once again, I was foiled again. Our hero has been foiled by scheduling. I do plan. The new plan, same as the plan that I told you last Monday, is Monday, Tuesday, Friday. So Mondays and Tuesdays are supposed to be at 5 o'clock p.m. 5:30 p.m. to 7. And then Fridays are from 10 to midnight. Let's outline this jar. So Friday night is pizza night in the household. So instead of going out to pizza, it was frozen DiGiorno's night. I actually like DiGiorno's better than carryout anyway. Most carryout. I do have one favorite pizza chain, national chain. I mean, the best pizza that you can get is your local pizza, no matter what locality you live in. Local pizza is always going to be the best. But if I was going to choose a chain, I'm going to start a war here. I know it. People are going to send me emails. People are going to leave comments. My favorite pizza chain would have to be Pizza Hut. There, I said it. Starting a fight. Gotta be starting something. Gotta be starting something. Alright, outlining the blacks. Outlining the black interior of So my favorite, I have to say, my favorite comic book inker, her name is Rachel Dawson. I saw a stream of hers just before coming on, and I have to show you. Let's go to Instagram. Let's search for Rachel's Inks. Rachel Dodson. This is fantastic. If only I could ink as well as Rachel Dodson. I wish I could go into the Matrix and download her skills into my brain. And she's also the wife of, I forget her husband's name, the penciler. The man who drew these pencil lines is her husband. Terry Dodson. There it is at the bottom. Terry Dodson Art. So he's been drawing for Marvel for many, many years. It's embarrassing how many years. I remember him from the first time I saw his work was early 2000s, early or mid 2000s. Fantastic power couple in the comic art world. The Dodsons. Mr. and Mrs. Dodson. Not Dodson like the car, like the, if you remember the Cars, then you're just as old as I am, or maybe older. Dotson. All right, we got all that outlined. Now we go to the bigger brush. How about a bigger brush? How big can we take it with this brush? Paint it black, paint it black, paint it black. All right, let's go with a little bit more interior. Let's do something tricky today. It's not even really tricky, it's just let's do some contour today. Let's give the people what they want. And because the background is black, the interior is black, I don't have to be, I can just draw these lines way off the corner, way off the sides, until I get around here. All right, so now let's give this a little bit of value underneath. And make this line thicker than the top line. So the way the Dodsons met each other, I think the story is correct. Terry Dodson was walking around hold on. Terry Dodson was walking. Oh man. How long have I been on the wrong layer? A very long time. Okay. No, that's not good. It's not good at all. It's not good. You don't want to ink. You don't want to put your ink lines on the same panel, same layer as your pencil lines. You want, in case you're wondering, what you want is your ink lines to be another layer above your pencil lines, and that is not what I did. So here we go again. Let's see. Nope, even that's the most difficult stuff I did, and it's all on the wrong layer. Wow. Well, I've made mistakes before on stream. And I'll probably do it again. I'll probably make more mistakes on stream in the future. Stay tuned to see which mistake I'll be making next. Imagine a camera was on you when you were doing your work all day long. So part of my job is, there are things that on the computer that we cannot fix, like the motherboard. They don't call them motherboards anymore. They call them system boards, because more stuff is connected to the board than used to be connected to the board. So, you know, the graphics card's connected, and other things as well. I can't think of everything that's connected to the NIC card. For those of you who are following, the network interface card, NIC, N-I-C, is connected to the motherboard, and so not just connected like, you know, not just screwed on or soldered on, it's more like incorporated into the motherboard now. At least the machines that we are using. So that's why they call them system boards. So there was a technician who came in and he thought he had the right part, and he had to go back to his headquarters to get the right part. Another day goes by, and he comes back saying that he has the right part. And no. Once again, he had to go back for the real right part. And I'm like, you know what? I've been that guy. I am not going to pass judgment. I have made mistake after mistake after mistake. And yet, I'm still living. It's only because of God. It's only God's grace that He allows me to live my life. Because the amount of mistakes that I've made are immense. Many, many, many mistakes. Many mistakes. So that's what I get for turning the camera on while I draw. People see the mistakes that I make. Keeps me humble, I guess. I think I was in the middle of telling the story of the Dodsons. So the Dodsons, Terry Dodson was walking around in an art gallery or an art museum, and he saw a work done by Rachel, and he said, "Hey, who is that? I want that person. I want that person to do my inking for me." So she was hired. And I don't know the story about how they got married, but I don't know how it became romantically involved. But if you work with someone for long enough, things happen. Things have a tendency to happen. All right. One down. One area of black down, and the rest of the page to go. Let's choose number 17 instead of number 12. Let's work on this part of the tent first. Do. Do 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 do. Let's try that again. So I just saw that they're currently filming Captain America 4 with Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson. And Joaquin, what's his name? Torres is going to be, can't remember his first name, the character's first name. I think it's Joaquin Torres. I'm excited. I am very excited. Not only am I excited for the Sam Wilson stories, but I think that the Captain America movies have always been the best franchise. Captain America 1 was good. Captain America 2, Captain America 3, I think that one was Civil War. Let's see, Captain America 2 was The Winter Soldier, and then 3 was Civil War. Yeah, so 4 is coming up now, and I think that they've always been good movies. They've always been, I can't say that for all of the Marvel movies. I know that people have mixed opinions about the series, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. I must say that Anthony Mackie has made me, the actor Anthony Mackie has made me into a fan of the Falcon as a character. I did not care for Emma. I was on the fence until I saw his portrayal of Sam Wilson. I like the story arc. And yes, I'm sure that because I'm black, that might have something to do with it. But I'm even more a fan of Sam Wilson than I am of Black Panther. I thought that the Black Panther movie, the Wakanda Forever movie, was, first of all, I left my tissues in the car for some reason. I knew I would need them, but why did I bring them and keep them in the car? I have no idea. Why did I forget them? What distracted me? Reminding me, every chance that they got, that Chadwick Boseman is dead. So the one thing that I have, at least one thing, I don't know much about aerodynamics, but the little bit that I do know about aerodynamics tells me that your wings on your ankles had better give you a lot of thrust. Those tiny wings on his ankles did not portray the amount of thrust that one must achieve in order to lift a full-grown man above the land, above the water. But other than that, fantastic movie. Okay. How am I doing? Am I staying up? One continuous line. Oh, so something I found in the grocery store today. Don't be jealous. Arby's curly fries. They sell them in a bag in the frozen section. So yes, I got some of those Arby curly fries. Not as good when you cook them at home. At least when I cook them at home. I had some burnt fries on the pan. It's like those burnt popcorn kernels. What do you do with those? Depending on how bad they are, I may crunch on those burnt kernels. All right, bigger brush. Time for bigger brush. Number 40. $60 milliliters that is. Millimeters that is. Awesome. And next, let's work on this thing that we were doing before. Let's make sure it's the right size. So I learned something today. Back in the 80s, the Bill Bixby version of, Bill Bixby, the actor who played the Incredible Hulk, he played Dr. David Bruce Banner. Dr. David Bruce Banner, physician, scientist. So the 80s version of the Hulk was loosely based on The Fugitive. The Fugitive, the movie, who was played by Harrison Ford, the television show was all about this doctor who was running away from the law, but every place that he ended up seemed to always need medical attention. He was always somehow able to stumble into someone who needs medical attention, similar to Jessica Fletcher. Whenever Jessica Fletcher visits relatives, there's always a murder somewhere. And the authorities never ask Jessica Fletcher, "Hey, Jessica, mind if we ask a few questions? Because you always seem to be present whenever these horrible murders happen." Why is that? Jessica Fletcher never gets interrogated by the police when she goes to another jurisdiction. And she's always visiting relatives. You think the relatives would say, "Oh no, Jessica, you don't have to come visit me. Please don't come visit me. I don't want someone dying during my wedding. This is my day. It's all about me. It's not about you and your book. Alright, so this actually should be erased a little bit. This is how I found out that I was on the wrong layer, because I was trying to erase this. Let's do this. Da, da, da. Ba, boom, ba, boom. How convenient it is that the main character of these TV shows always happen to be in harm's way. At least the A-Team were out for hire. Like, people were calling them to help them out with these. And David Banner was always in a position where he was always being extorted and kicked around. Always some kind of organized crime going on. Similar to The Fugitive. What? You mean Marvel stole a story plot? Bum, bum, bum. So the TV version of the Hulk was so much different from the cartoon version of the Hulk that I remember. The cartoon version of the Hulk, he was on a military base, an army base. And there was Betty Ross, and her dad was always trying to capture the Hulk, destroy the Hulk, study the Hulk, whatever it was. And they never knew it was Bruce. All right, let's see what happens when I take the blue lines away. Okay, I'm not mad at that. It's not horrible. Could be worse. Let's work on this part first. Make sure we're on the right layer. Make sure we're on the right layer. That'll do. That's not the layer I wanted, but still, it'll do. Either the foreground inking layer or the background inking layer will do. Just as long as it's not the same layer as the pencil lines. Must be the lack of sleep talking. Not the lack of sleep talking. I mean, the lack of sleep is talking. Maybe I should have been a little bit more careful when I did that. There we go. Let's make that line, and then we'll connect those two at that intersection. Okay, now let's find the contour lines of this vase. So thank you very much for my newest YouTube subscriber. I have 65 YouTube subscribers now. If you're not yet subscribed to YouTube, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell all your friends. Oh, by the way, thank you for my latest follower on Twitch, Mr. Irish Pants. Mr. Irish Pants is a Christian gamer. Feel free to check him out. All right. Whew. Let's give this an outline. Now, this is a work of pottery, so these lines are going to come from the hands on the powder's wheel, and it's going to be spinning. Pardon me for over-explaining that, as if you've never seen pottery before. But the reason I mention that is because those lines are useful for showing depth. Instead of hatching, I'm just going to use the texture lines that are already there. Go, triangle player, go! Let's check again to make sure I'm the right layer. Yes, yes I am. Thank you for asking. Maybe I'll make that a channel redeem for people to ask me what layer I'm on. What layer are you on? Tell you what I should do. I want the lines to taper on both ends so they show a gradual value, gradation. Gradual gradation sounds redundant. And let's take care of this. And I like this, doing this trick. Ooh, hi. Let's not do that trick too big. All right, looks like grass, right? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. And now, there you go. So now, how about some grass in front of that steak. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here's some more grass going this way. I should have done this in the reverse order. You know what? I'm going to cover up all this grass that I've already done anyway. All right, now let's use the eraser tool. That's better. I think that's better than what I had before. All right, let's do some of this. Very lightly, very lightly. Actually, this side of the rope should be a little darker. I'm going to do that by fattening this line. I think that other line should be a little skinnier. Let's make it a 12 instead of 17. So there you go. And maybe we need some... I haven't used this tool at all tonight so far. Well, I can't say that anymore. Almost done with this tarp on the ground. All right. I think I'm going to end it here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. I'll be back here on Monday night, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And until then, may the Lord be with you. Peace.